All right, let's talk about that incredible feeling of being completely in the zone, when everything just clicks. Today, we're going to decode the science behind it.
I mean, really think about it for a second. That time you were so lost in what you were doing that hours just flew by. Your focus was sharp, and whatever you were doing felt, well, effortless, almost like it was happening on its own.
Well, that amazing state of peak performance, it's not just some random fluke. It actually has a name that psychologists and high performers use all the time. It's called flow.
But here's the coolest part. It isn't some kind of magic or mystery. Nope, it's a precise, predictable chemical reaction that's happening right inside your brain, and we're about to break down the recipe.
So, to really get what flow is, we have to meet the bartenders inside our own heads. We're talking about neurotransmitters. These are the chemicals that mix up our brain's powerful performance cocktail.
Now, you've probably heard of some of these before, right? We've got dopamine, that pleasure and reward chemical, serotonin for happiness, anandamide, which gives us that sense of joy, and yeah, even the stress chemicals, adrenaline and cortisol, have a part to play. These are kind of the basics.
But, and this is a big but, to really unlock that high-performance state of flow, we need to go a little deeper. There are 4 more crucial ingredients in this cocktail that are absolutely essential for getting into the zone.
So, let's meet them. First up, oxytocin, the trust chemical. This one is huge for team bonding. Then you've got vasopressin, which helps strengthen those social connections. Endorphins, which are basically our body's natural painkillers, help us push through tough stuff. And finally, acetylcholine, the focus factor that totally locks in our attention. These 4, this is the real secret sauce.
So, how do we get this amazing chemical cocktail flowing? Well, this might sound a little strange, but the entire journey to peak performance, it actually starts with a concept the source material calls love. Or, to be more accurate, it all starts with connection.
Now hold on, we're not talking about romantic, hearts and flowers love here. In the world of performance, love is more like a formula. It's the mix of 2 very distinct chemical processes. Attachment, which is about caring about what you do, and attraction, which is about enjoying what you do.
Let's break that down a bit. Attachment is all about that feeling of bonding and trust. It's driven by oxytocin and vasopressin, and it's the bedrock of a solid team. Attraction, on the other hand, is about enjoyment, desire. That's powered by dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. It's that rush of excitement and motivation. The kind of intensity that can actually make you forget to eat or sleep.
And this really gets to the core of why oxytocin is such a game changer. It's the chemical foundation for what we call psychological safety. When you genuinely trust your team, your brain is literally getting a dose of the neurochemical that makes collaboration and risk-taking possible. That's essential for high performance.
Okay, so we've met all the chemical players, we get the foundation, this idea of connection. So now for the main event, let's put it all together and see how this chemical cascade actually unlocks the state of flow.
You see, the sequence here is absolutely critical. It all starts with connection. You're working on something that actually matters to you, that's attachment, and you're enjoying it, that's attraction. Then, as you get into it and start performing well, your brain gives you a little reward, anandamides for joy and endorphins for resilience. And finally, that mix of a dopamine high with just a little bit of healthy pressure, that triggers acetylcholine, which basically screams at your brain, hey, pay attention, this is important, and boom, you're locked in.
So it's this very specific, powerful combination of 8 neurochemicals, all working together in perfect harmony, that creates this unique state. It's not 1 or 2, it's a whole symphony of 8.
The end result is what scientists call an autotelic experience. Fancy word, but it just means the activity becomes its own reward. Being in flow feels so good that it creates its own motivation. You'll actually start looking for new challenges just so you can get that feeling back.
And get this, there's a fascinating little bonus prize. This chemical cocktail doesn't just make you more focused, it actually makes you more creative. See, oxytocin and vasopressin kind of quiet down parts of your prefrontal cortex, your brain's inner critic. This widens your perspective and allows you to connect ideas in brand new ways. You literally become faster and more innovative.
So, you see, this isn't just some cool brain science trivia. It has huge implications for how we work and especially how we lead. It really all boils down to a fundamental choice about the kind of environment we choose to create.
And this chart lays it out perfectly. It's like a tale of 2 different brains. On one side, you've got an environment that encourages the flow state.
It's built on trust, it releases things like oxytocin and dopamine, which widens our perspective and leads to amazing creativity. But on the other side, you have a fear-based environment. This floods the brain with adrenaline and cortisol, which makes our perspective super narrow and totally kills performance.
I mean, the chemistry doesn't lie. One path unlocks our potential, and the other one shuts it down completely. So the final question is pretty simple. Whether you're leading a whole team or just yourself, which environment are you going to choose?